السلام عليكم، مرحبا بكم في قناة English Online Class. فيديو تاع نهار اليوم خصصته لتلاميذ السنة الرابعة متوسط 4th year middle school. من خلاله راح نتناولوا المقطع الأول Me, Universal Landmarks and Outstanding Figures in History, Literature and Arts. راح نقوم بشرح الدرس الرابع Cause and Effect. السبب والنتيجة. So lesson objective: talk about cause and effect. Use connectors to combine sentences. So how to talk، كيفاش نعبر على السبب والنتيجة، كيفاش نستعمل أدوات الربط. Now, cause and effect is a relationship between events or things where one is the result of the other or others. This is a combination of action and reaction. Something happens, a cause, that leads to an effect. يعني السبب والنتيجة كاينة علاقة وطيدة بيناتهم. كي نهضر على السبب لازم نعبر على النتيجة، نعطي النتيجة، وكي نعطي النتيجة لازم نقول السبب ديالها. يعني ما نقدرش في جملة نلقاهم الاثنين، ولكن تسمية على الجملة تكون حسب أداة الربط اللي استعملتها. Okay. So, to express cause, I can use the following connectors. Because, since, the as. They connect the result or the consequence of something with its reason. احنا نقولوا effect ولا consequence النتيجة. بالنسبة للسبب نقولوا cause. عندي أدوات ربط معينة نستعملهم باش نعبر على cause and effect. راح نكتشفوهم مع بعض من خلال الأمثلة. كل واحد عنده استعمال معين، مكان معين. punctuation related to each connector. نبدأ مع cause السبب. Example 1. Nabila went to Anciano because she wanted to visit Da Vinci's house. هنا عندنا Nabila went to Anciano. This is the effect because she wanted to visit. Why? وعلاش راحت? Why? Because she wanted to visit Da Vinci's house. This is the cause. عبرنا على الcause باستعمال the connector because. جاني في وسط الجملة. نروح الآن إلى المثال الثاني. As Westminster Palace was destroyed by a fire in 1934, it was rebuilt 6 years later. نشوفوا هنا الجملة تاعنا. عندي الجزء الأول As Westminster Palace was destroyed by a fire in 1934, كاما هذا هو the cause. والجزء الثاني is the effect. هنا كما قلت لكم الاسم تاع الجملة يتبع the connector. استعملت connector of effect راح نقول it is an effect. استعملت connector of a cause نقول cause. Since الحنبرة is an Arabic word, it is easy to guess its meaning. هنا since is the connector, so from since to word, this is the cause part or the sentence of cause. كما كنتوا تلاحظوا كاين وين استعملناهم في البداية في الوسط، والاستعمال هذا at the beginning or in the middle يسبب لي اختلافات في punctuation. يعني علامات الوقف راح تختلف. So for example, when we use because at the beginning we have to put comma الفاصلة في الوسط. So at the beginning. When we use because, since or as at the beginning نديروا فاصلة باش نفصلوا بين الجملة الأولى والجملة الثانية. When we use them in the middle we don't need any comma. كي نستعملوهم في وسط الجملة نكملوا الجملة تاعنا عادي، ما نديروش فاصلة. There is no comma in the middle of the sentence. So this is the point. Because, since, as عندهم في ثلاثة نفس المعنى. They all refer to cause. في 3 المعنى تاعهم لأن نعطي يعني السبب. نمر الآن إلى effect يعني consequence result النتيجة. Nabila was a fan of Picasso's paintings, so she went to visit his house in Malaga. هنا عندي the connector so which is in the middle. So it is in the middle. From so she went to visit his house in Malaga. This is the effect sentence. هذه هي الجملة اللي تعبر لي على النتيجة or effect. نمر للمثال الثاني. Nabila was a fan of Picasso's paintings and therefore she went to visit his house in Malaga. هنا كذلك عندي instead of so we replace so with therefore. donc therefore عنده نفس المعنى تاع so نفس الشيء استعملناه في الوسط ما درناش قبله فاصلة لأنه عندنا كلمة and. when we have and we don't need a comma. So therefore she went to visit his house in Malaga. This is the effect. نمر للمثال الثالث. Third example. Nabila was a fan of Picasso's painting. As a result, she went to visit his house in Malaga. Here we use as a result. هنا استعملنا as a result. درنا نقطة قبل as a result فاصلة بعد as a result وكملنا الجملة تاعنا. The effect part is as a result she went to visit his house in Malaga. Okay. So for the punctuation بالنسبة لعلامات الوقف as a result so and therefore when they are at the beginning كي نستعملهم هما في بداية الجملة I have to use a comma نستعمل الفاصلة باش نفرق ما بين الجملة الأولى والجملة الثانية. when they are in the middle we have to use comma before so. we have to use full stop يعني النقطة before therefore and as a result and comma after them. يعني كي يجوني في كي نستعمل therefore and as a result ندير قبلهم نقطة ومن بعدهم فاصلة ونكمل الجملة ديالي. كي نستعمل so ندير قبلها فاصلة. كما قلت لكم قبل إذا كان عندكم and قبل واحد من هذا الروابط ما نستعملش الفاصلة. نمر الآن إلى tasks يعني التمارين. So task 18 page 39. I match each pair and write down the full sentences in my copybook, as in the example. We have here in column 1, we have sentences that represent cause or effect. On the other side, we have the second part of each sentence. احنا راح نحاولوا نربطوا الجزء الأول تاع الجملة الطرف الأول مع الجزء الثاني تاع الطرف الثاني. We didn't visit the Louvre Museum since the weather was awful. The British Museum was far from my hotel. The weather conditions were terrible as I still had enough time. Second part, I decided to stay at home and read a book. As a result, my flight to Algiers was cancelled. I decided to go sightseeing around the city. So I took a London cab because we spent only one day in Paris. هنا الحل أمامكم على الشاشة. Since the weather was awful, I decided to stay at home and read a book. The British Museum was far from my hotel, so I took a London cab. The weather conditions were terrible. As a result, my flight to Algiers was cancelled. As I still had enough time, I decided to go sightseeing around the city. Then مطلوب عليكم تعاودوا تكتبوا الجمل يعني نربط من بعد نعاود نكتب الجمل. الهدف من إعادة كتابة الجمل هو معرفة ما إذا كان التلميذ قادر على استعمال punctuation أو علامات الوقف استعمال صحيح. So for the first sentence عندنا since at the beginning قلنا نديروا فاصلة or comma between the first part and the second part. For the second sentence we have so in the middle ندير قبلها a comma. For the third sentence عندي as a result I have to put a full stop before the connector and a comma after the connector. For the last sentence we have as at the beginning, so we have to separate between the two sentences with a comma. والحل أمامكم. كل واحد يحاول يربط الجمل يكتبهم وحده من بعد you have to check your answers if whether they are correct or not. نمر الآن task 19 page 39. So I complete the following sentences in a meaningful way in my copybook. هنا عندنا جمل، عندنا مقاطع من جمل. We have to complete them. نعطوا personal answers, personal responses. يعني نضيف إجابات من عندنا. As نبيلة, we have a blank. Mykonos, we went swimming and sightseeing. B, my flight to London was delayed and therefore you have to complete. The food that was awful. As a result, since the weather, my parents gave me enough money for my trip, so I didn't buy a present for everyone because. So كل واحد يحاول يعني you have to imagine الجزء الثاني من كل جملة. Now, as Nabila was in Mykonos, she went swimming and sightseeing. For the second one, my flight to London was delayed and therefore I decided to go to the cinema. كاقتراح. The food there was awful. As a result, we stayed hungry. Since the weather is awful, I decided to go to the seaside, for example. My parents gave me, wonderful, it's not awful, yeah. My parents gave me enough money for my trip, so I bought present for everyone. F, I didn't buy a present for everyone because I didn't have much money. كاقتراحات يعني كل واحد يقدر يعطي جمل من عنده، جمل أخرى. هدو فقط أمثلة أعطيتهم لكم أنا. وصلنا الآن إلى نهاية الفيديو. إن شاء الله تكونوا استفدتوا معنا. نتلاقى إن شاء الله مع درس جديد، مع فيديو جديد. ما تنسوش بارطاجيونا القناة، اشتركوا معنا في القناة، تواصلوا معنا عبر صفحة الفيسبوك أو عبر حساب الإنستغرام English Online Class.